Hello everyone, welcome to the post-match review. Man United 0, West Ham 2. We have, forget home's under the hammer, we've been hammered at home at Old Trafford once again. West Ham didn't win within the last 8 games, I think it was, before today. You know, you're at home in front of your fans, a team below you, and you're putting in that kind of performance. I mean, it's just honestly laughable at this point. 6 wins in 24 for Amarin. I'll let you go in a second, Sam, but none of these players have improved at all. Hardly any of them seem to fit the system. So they better hope that they win that Europa League, because if they don't, and you finish 17th in the league, one place outside relegation, that's sackable for me. I think that's absolutely sackable. And had a different coach come in, if it wasn't Ruben Amorim, if he wasn't charismatic and fun and friendly and have this kind of vibe about him, if it was Gareth Southgate who came in or someone like that, there would be a completely different narrative on this. That is no way near good enough. And they haven't improved at all. So I don't know where you go with this. I don't know what you want to take with that, but that's my thoughts on it anyway.
I think the team's been broken for a long time. I think the recruitment has been piss poor since David Moyes, I would argue. Like, we heard about the names we should have got under David Moyes. Tony Cruz comes to mind. Fabregas comes to mind. Didn't sign any of them, signed Fellaini, people like that. And it's just been ongoing for the last 10 or 12 years. And Amarim's come in with a specific... This is on the board. This is on Ineos. You selected a manager who's got a specific style and plays in a specific way, knowing the team you've got isn't capable of doing that because it's a hodgepodge of how many different managers in the squad, with terrible recruitment done by John Murtough and Richard Arnold and Eric Ten Hag, overpaying for quite average players. So yeah, it's been terrible for the last sort of decade and a half, and I don't put it on Amarin at this point. I put it on the way the squad's been built, the way the board's been run, the way the people have, everything is just gone wrong. And the only player who, if you're doing an audition for that final, the only player who showed up is Ahmad. Everybody else can fuck off. Like, none of them are getting in that team. None of them.
That team that we put out today, that is arguably our best team, minus 1 or 2 players.
That's another question. Why? Why have we put that team out? What's the point?
But it's embarrassing that they did, because you put it out and you still get convincingly beat by a team that are near the bottom of the table and have been shocking and haven't won since mid-February. This is my point about the coach. Like, I get, you know, he's only just coming halfway through the season and he's not got his own players. You should still be getting a better level of performance out of them. If that's the excuse, then what's Graham Potter's excuse? Graham Potter's been in since January. And he's just got a clean sheet.
They've been pissed
in comparison to us, I'm speaking specifically about us, not other teams. When you watch both of them teams on the pitch today, who was a better coach team? West Ham.
I wouldn't say West Ham were a better coach. I just think we were terrible. And I think it was easy for West Ham because you've seen West Ham come up against a competent team and they get thoroughly beaten. So it's not about if they're a better coach, it's just weird shit.
The level of players that are in that team, do you think we have a better team than them? On paper? On
paper, yes. Yes.
So you should be getting better results then.
But I think the mentality of our players isn't. I think the mentality of our players is not there, is not where, as my light goes, is not where most Premier League teams are. Like, most Premier League teams' mentality is here, and ours is down here. So no matter what you do,
to get it out of them, though.
No, I think certain players just don't have it, and I think we've assembled a squad that they just don't have it. Look at the state. Like, if we just take, for example, Jadon Sancho, the news came out today that the Chelsea are willing to send him back and pay $5 million. That is the example of the type of people we've bought. They can't hack it. They can't do it. They can't handle the pressure that comes to United. They can't handle the expectation.
Okay, so what's going to be the excuse next season then when we sign 3 or 4 players and it's the same excuses again next year? It's like, it's the same players, it's the same this. It's nothing's going to change.
If he signs 3 or 4 players and we get the same performance, then yeah, coach is at fault because he should have improved getting the players that he's in and improving those players. But if he doesn't, then yeah, he's out on his ear like Eric Ten Hag was.
But I just think you should be getting better out of the team that you've got right now. I don't care what anyone says. You should be getting well better.
What manager has got anything good out of this team?
For example, well, when Tuchel came in at Chelsea mid-December, they were
No.
straight
This
away
United
miles
team,
better.
This United team, who's getting good? Eric Ten Hag didn't. They chucked Ollie under the bus.
No, but it's different players, Sam. It's not the same
It's
players.
the same
as
players.
there.
Luke Shaw, he was still there.
Luke Shaw,
Like,
Maguire, and Lindelof are the only players.
And they're still playing.
Yeah,
They're still
I
in
get
the team,
that.
they're
I
still
get that.
playing.
But they're the only players. What about the rest of the team?
But then you look at Eric Ten Hag's signings. Mason Mount has been injured. Arguably, he's been better in the last couple of weeks, but he's been injured for most of his career at United. Rasmus Højlund can't hit a barn door if he tried. Eric Ten Hag signing. Onana made constant mistakes. Eric Ten Hag signing. Do you know what I mean? There's just
as a coach, it's your job to make the players better. No,
you could put Pep Guardiola in this squad, you would not get better. You could put Jurgen Klopp in charge of the squad, you would not get better.
I disagree.
Under a year, because it took Jurgen Klopp how many years to get till he got the Liverpool squad up to code?
Yeah, but how many times have you seen a new manager come in and have a bounce straight away? And
they have a bounce,
and you see an improvement.
But they have a bounce at Spurs. Ange Postecoglou. Now look at him. He's worse. If not, maybe worse than us. They got beat 2-0 today and they're in a final. And I think they're below us in the table, I believe. At this point.
Ange's been there a lot longer, though, hasn't he?
No, but that's what I'm saying. He came in, they had a really good bounce, didn't they? And they were like soaring. And then as soon as that wore off, they've dropped to the floor completely. And there's the same thing happened with Ten Hag. Ten Hag came in, had a really nice bounce, finished second, won a Carabao Cup. But we saw the wheels starting to fall off at about January, didn't we, in that Carabao Cup? Started to see the wheels fall off. And then the next year, it absolutely collapsed.
But we was making the same mistakes for Eric Ten Hag. The exact same mistakes.
Yeah.
Oh, well, when he gets this player in and he does that and he'll do that.
That's what we need to learn. So the overhang is, if you're going with this type of manager, with this style, you have to back him. If you wanted a manager to come in and get a bounce and work with the players you got, you shouldn't have picked Amorim. You should have picked a different manager.
For me, 6 in 24. Yeah, 6 in 24 for me, whatever, man. I don't know what people think about it in the chat. I think why is my fucking camera gone off now? Fuck's sake. 1 second. Let me put my Logitech on, man. Give me a second.
I can read some comments. So, Andy Williams, I couldn't tell you a start in the final. Don't give a shit. Sick to death looking at Højlund. Haven't won a league game in 2 months. Like, it's getting ridiculous. They're playing for nothing in the league. Their heads are on the final. You can tell they don't look interested. I'm sick and tired of people making excuses for Amorim not coaching on the Premier League. Still Rasmus Højlund not improving anyone. I am gobsmacked these players aren't getting booed as well as the manager's decisions. Where do you start with Yoro after he played 8-9 minutes, 120 minutes? Lindelof, throw him there. I don't care. A lot of people upset with the selections at the minute. Yeah, throw your comments in, people. Throw anything else in if you want to talk. Get stuff off your chest. I'm just going to look, see if there's any quotes coming out from the squad. Let's have a look. Don't think there's anything coming out. We know Lenny Yoro is injured, but I've not seen any news on it as of yet. But yeah, Man United have suffered their 9th home Premier League defeat of the season, joint most ever home losses in a single league campaign, along with 1931, 1934, and 1963. That is via Opta. Yeah, it's not been great. We sorted?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I just need to pull my finger up a little bit. 1 second. We'll get some of the post-match quotes coming out very, very shortly. I just want to sort this camera angle out and then we can read some stuff out because I'm very, very curious to see what the manager's going to say after that one. Yeah, but just a couple of bits. Let's talk about the goals, Sam. Ahmad diving in on the Souček one where Kudus squares it across the box. Can he do better there, do you think?
Yeah, poor decision. He could have played forward, but he decides to play sideways and backwards and puts us in danger. And yeah, because and then it was just calamity at the back, wasn't it? There was just all over the place, just people not picking up people, not making challenges and stuff like that. Just, yeah. Every single goal, I feel, apart from a couple where they've just been absolute stunners, we just seem to cause ourselves from poor decision making.
The second one in particular,
like nearly every goal we can see just seems to be on us. It doesn't seem to come from great play or anything from any other team. It's just to be us making stupid decisions and just continue today.
Yeah, that second one with the Jared Bowen goal, Wan-Bissaka assist, by the way, back at Old Trafford. That's 3 goals and 3 assists for Wan-Bissaka returning to Old Trafford. But yeah, Ugarte for me on that second one, just too weak, too measly. He's another one as well. I'm sorry, right? I know people have the favourites and they like certain players, and I feel like it's similar with the manager at the moment. Ugarte for me, I need to see more.
The last couple of games.
More.
Last couple of games, he's been really bad. Really, really bad.
He's not good enough on the ball. He's nowhere near good enough on the ball.
No. I think there's a lot of players you need to look at themselves and like if certain one of these players get starting chances in the final, it's worrying, man. Because
we'll lose that final. I'm telling you.
But you're not. It's like you're not showing up for West Ham, but then you get a place for the final. You're going to show up. That shows me you've got no fucking bottle. It's all about you. You've got no hard work or ethic, and you need to go. Because I can't stand that. I can't stand players not showing up for games like this and then going to the final and going, oh yeah, we'll get up for it and we'll win this game.
What kind of mentality is that though? Like, it's like, okay, it's all well and good. You made it to Europa League final. But what kind of mentality is it? Like, oh, fuck the games off.
The team's full of it. You know it is. Like, the whole team's full of that mentality. Like, Bruno aside, the whole team's full of mentality of, I'll rein it in for this one. I'm not really asked. Oh, there's a final. We'll get against City. Or we'll get up for it and we'll win that. Or there's a final in the Europa. We're in the semi-final Europa League. All right, we'll get up for that and we'll get into the final. Full of this mentality. This team's full of it, man. It's all full of just fucking posers and people who don't really want to be here, apart from them getting a pay packet or winning a trophy. They can fuck off.
I think I'm worried about a couple of the youngsters as well. I think Amas didn't cover himself in glory again today. Did not rate his performance at all. And the same as the last game as well. He wasn't great. I don't know where Mainu's best position is either.
No,
I think Mainu looks lost on that pitch.
He looked like he was treading through treacle, didn't he? He just looked like he's just fucking
looks lost
himself through it, man. It's just terrible.
It's like an in-between position. It's like, are you playing him as a 10? Are you playing him as a midfielder? Are you trying him in different areas? He's just not having the effect on games like he was under Ten Hag. He's really, really not. And I'm worried about him in that regard. Subs, you made the subs, and it's like you take... I get you might have scheduled it for Ahmad, for example, to come off at it, but when you're chasing a game, and you take Ahmad off and bring Ericsson on, come on.
But, like, is there anything worth chasing that game for? Do you know what I mean? Like
pride? Dignity?
And we haven't got any, mate. We're 17th for the table.
We're not now. It's just lost 2-0 to West Ham. You would salvage something if you get something at the end of that game.
Well, it's 17th and then 16th. Fantastic. Like, do you know what I mean? It's just fucking... These players needed to show up about 6 months ago. They haven't shown up at all season. So, like, to show up now would be weird, wouldn't it? Just be bizarre. I wouldn't have started half the team that started today because just wrap them in cotton wool, play the kids, and just like let them get some minutes. I wouldn't have started half of them, and then play people against Chelsea, so they can get some minutes in the legs. That's what I would have done. And we've ended up with a result, and Yoro gets injured, which is perfect.
If I'll get to your thing in a sec. If that's your best team, right there or close to it, you're losing that final. If you're playing it's a Premier League club that we're playing. I don't care if it's Spurs. I don't care what people say. They will beat us in the final because that performance right there. Obviously, they'll get themselves up a little bit more. It'll be a final or whatever. We're struggling to beat hardly any Premier League teams at all this season. It's shit. Rasmus Højlund up top. Oh my god, I can't. I know he's young, and I know people have had patience with him. But he is nowhere near the level required. Nowhere near it. In so many elements of his game. He's absolutely poor. That chance, people might say it's harsh where, you know, the one with Areola where he saves it like
just put your
2
foot
yards
through it.
out.
Put your foot through it.
That,
like he side foots it. It's proper casual, isn't it? He's just like, just smash it. So the goalie, even if he gets his hands on it, he smashes through his hands and it goes in the back of the net. Just put your foot through it.
We have so many problems. Right, let's go to the comment section. Andy Williams saying, I couldn't tell you who had started the final. Players don't give a shit. I'm sick to death of looking at Højlund.
I've gone through all those. I've got. I'm up to Lewis saying sack hammering, and that's what I'm up to.
Saying sack hammering is ludicrous. I'm not saying sack hammering first and foremost. I'm not putting it out there. I'm saying how many performances you have. You say, oh, it's the players before you say, oh, it's the coach. That's all I'm saying, because the coach has to be culpable at some point. You know what I mean? Like, I want an improvement. I want to see the player. The coach is brought in specifically. Their job is to improve players. If you can't do that, then they're not doing the job. No matter how shit or average or you may think they're. I've seen coaches go into teams where it's full of average players and turn them into a really good side and hard to beat. Loads of times it's happened with Brighton, Palace, wherever it is. Glasgow went in at Palace, they was shit. And he elevated them a level. There's plenty of examples to do that. Andy's saying, like Kobe looks like he's ran a marathon before every game. What's going on? Z's saying, what's ICL? I don't know what ICL means.
I can't lie.
Yeah. Yeah, guys, I can't lie. I like hammering, but I'm losing faith. Ugarte can't start the final. And I can't lie, I hate Ahmad at right wing back. We could be looking at 19 defeats this season. It's embarrassing. It's pathetic. Pathetic, weak, weak mindsets across the pitch everywhere. Players that, you see Eriksen coming on. It's like, what thrill do you get off Christian Eriksen coming off the bench? Who's basically in the twilight of his career, doesn't really have much to play for, is leaving in the summer. There's just nothing there to bite onto at all. There's nothing about this team that fills me with like fuel and confidence. Nothing.
It's 2025 and Lindelof still is coming off the bench and playing for us. Do you know what I mean? Like, he's coming off to replace Luke Shaw, who's still at our club and still here. Like, it's a fucking state of affairs, man. Like, the whole club's just a pure state.
You mentioned Lenny Yoro's injury there, Sam. It doesn't look great at all. Amrin didn't look happy.
Nope.
It seems like his muscle problem, potentially. And if it is, in which case, typically those kind of injuries, you would presume he's probably going to be out for the final, right? Based on that.
It looked like the same foot that was the injury that he's been out with, for the last, was it a couple of months before he came back? It's that same foot. And then the doctor went across to Amrin to say something. He basically was like this and had his head in his hands and looked visibly annoyed and angry. To me, that says it's not good. That says it's not good. So, yeah, that's worrying. That's really worrying for the final.
Yeah, any kind of updates that we get coming out from there will all be on our Instagram, so make sure you drop us a follow over on there and on X as well. I'm seeing all these stats coming out after a game about Bruno and Ahmad and Dorgu, and we're all saying incredible games, and just like, this is why stats can be so misleading.
Yeah, don't give a shit.
Bruno huffed and puffed at times. Ahmad was good standard, I'll give him that. But that was it. Everyone else was shit. Really, really shit. Even like Maguire, I think on the second goal, was it? Where he was kind of stumbling over his own feet and he didn't know which way to go. He was kind of split. Just everything.
Yeah.
I'm so disappointed with this team.
This whole season's just been horrible, hasn't it? It's just been like last season we thought we'd hit the bottom. This season.
Yeah. And it could get worse.
Yeah.
You've really got to get your recruitment right in the summer, because if they don't, it's going to be a long way back. You've got so many teams above you just performing so much better. Palace today, clean sheet, smashed Tottenham 2-0. Eze with a double. Forest, I know they drew to Leicester today, but Forest have been really good. It's gone. The days have gone away really from top 4, top 6. Like now, top 10's difficult to break into for us.
You say it's like top 12, really, isn't it? Is it Brighton, Bournemouth,
Brentford,
Villa, Newcastle now are a top 5, top 4 force essentially. Like, you're lucky if we get like 12th, and then you're looking at like Wolves are on an uptick with this new manager. Like, they look better with this new manager. They'll reinvest and recruit next year. So it could be like, if you don't get your shit together, you end up just being one of those perennial 14th, 15th, 16th teams, even possibly relegation. It's happened to clubs that not as big as us, because like I think we're arguing one of the biggest in England, but Newcastle have been relegated, West Ham have been relegated, Villa have been relegated, big teams have been relegated. Like, so if you don't get it right, it can happen to us. Same thing.
Man United in 2025, 17th loss of the season, minus 11 goal difference, and 16th place. 5 defeats and 2 draws in the last 7 games. And that's the 6th team to do the double over us as well.
Yeah.
It's so bad. It's so bad. I'm running out of words, genuinely, with this team. I really want to see this quote from Amrin, see what he thinks after the game, because you can't sugarcoat that. You really can't. Bruno's saying we created enough opportunities to score goals. It's happening too much. We need to improve a lot. I feel like I see that quote every single fucking game, literally.
If I see an Instagram post saying we need to do better, I'm gonna punch them in the face. Honest to God.
So what's the crack now then with the fixtures? Let me have a look and pull them up just so I know. There's 3 games left.
Chelsea. Is it Chelsea next weekend? I believe.
Yeah, but don't we play the Europa League thingy now before?
No, Europa League is the following week.
Right. So yeah, we play Chelsea on Friday at 8:00 at Stamford Bridge, and they're chasing Champions League football.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think you're not losing it. You're not winning another game now. We've got Villa
No.
on the very last day of the season.
Yeah, they beat us. They definitely
Yeah,
beat us.
so we are finishing 16th, 17th, pretty much nailed on, and then it's all in that Europa League final. But if you don't win that Europa League, I mean, that is quite literally the worst case scenario, other than relegated, in it in the Prem.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
It's unbelievable how much pressure's on that game for both teams. Genuinely, I think that'll be more watched than the Champions League final with everything involved in it. Genuinely.
Yeah. Yeah, because the Champions League final, you look at there's like two teams going at it toe to toe who distinctly different styles, but both very capable of winning.
Yeah.
So whoever wins out of that PSG Inter Milan, you could say, yeah, fair enough.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas you look at the Spurs and United one, you're like, this is two dog shit teams in the league, been fucking abysmal. Guarantee you don't know which way it could go. You really don't know. So it's the intrigue's there. The intrigue's definitely there.
Yeah, usually I'd like to do some form of analysis and tactics and individual areas. So with this game,
What's the point? No point.
Not doing it.
Amarim said we have a lot to think for next season. A lot of things to think about.
Yeah. I think we can leave it at that, to be honest. I'm not going to waste any more energy into this team than it deserves. Yeah. Shocking performance across the park. West Ham were better than us. We lose at Old Trafford again. And yeah, quite literally everything rides on that Europa League final now. Please go and win that. Because if you don't, even the recruitment in the summer is going to be affected. The mood's going to be affected. Everything's just riding on that. And I'm sure there's a lot of Tottenham fans who are saying the same. So yeah, appreciate you guys for joining in, whether it's live or later on. And yeah, we'll see you guys in the next one. See you in a bit.